Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to whoever has joined us. I welcome you all to the Mastek second Redwood webinar for human capital management. Today, we will be discussing about learning cloud and talent management Redwood features. For today's session, I'll be your host. I'm Vidya Raju. I'm a senior architect with Mastek, and I'm joined by Sudha, who is our senior principal specialist for talent and learn modules. The agenda for today's session would be to introduce and provide a background about Redwood, what to expect in Redwood, and when to expect the features of Redwood, a sample impact assessment that Mastek has done, and what is Mastek's way and Mastek's roadmap for the Redwood features, and we will have the closing question and answers. For the question and answers, please feel free to use the Q&A section in the panel above to post your questions, and we will be answering them. Now we'll move on to the details about Redwood adoption. So for all the newcomers to Redwood UI, just wanted to give you a glimpse of what a Redwood UI is all about. So Redwood is Oracle's next generation design and development platform, which provides us with a modern, rich, and unified user experience. So if all of you remember, we moved from the classic UI to the responsive UIs at the page level, right? So Redwood is also a similar user interface, which is going to give us more intuitive features, and that was going to replace the responsive UI. So Oracle keeps, there is a question about sharing the screen. So Sada, if you can sharing your screen.
Yes, Vidya, the screen is shared.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So Oracle keeps continuing to take feedback from the customers, and then it has reinvented the processes and interactions with the Oracle applications by making it far more intuitive and more responsive to provide us better facilities, right? So that is why we move from new UIs every time. So this Redwood UI is going to touch every one of us. It is going to touch every single interaction. So be it employees, be it partners, be it vendors, or every customers. So it is going to touch the interaction between each and every one of us. So when we move to Redwood, we will feel the difference that it is going to bring to us. Now, what are the advantages of moving to this new Redwood UI? So Oracle is going to unify and consolidate all the user experience across its entire large platform. So we have several, we have several modules, several pages that is associated in the Oracle Fusion applications, right? So, and there are certain features which have already come up in Redwood, like for example, journeys or guided journeys, which is already in Redwood. But there are other pages are still in responsive. So now Oracle is considering to rebuild everything using the Redwood UI to give us a unified platform. And it has collated all the feedback from customer, as I already told you, because there have been number of clicks that the customer had to do. So bringing in new features and new UI where it is more user friendly and that reduces the number of clicks for the users, enhancing their experience in using the platform. And Redwood has native and embedded artificial intelligence and generative AI intelligence. So more recommendations, more recommended features are going to come our way, and the product is going to be more intelligent with its nudges, and it is going to give us the next best set of actions. And there will be a lot of guided journeys that is going to be there, and more adaptable business rules framework. So right now there could be certain features or certain rules that may not be possible, but as we move on to Redwood, we are going to see more adaptable business rules frameworks that we will be able to make in the Redwood framework. So Oracle has already given us a roadmap for Redwood. So most of you would be aware that these started in 23D and it is going till 25A and 25B, where in 23D there were few pages that were released with Redwood in employee self-service, and in 24A most of the employee self-service pages are started to get converted into the Redwood UI. 24B is also giving us more Redwood pages and so on. So Oracle is going to go and improve on each each of its pages continue to give more, Redwood pages to us till 25A. And the expectation is that we all move into the Redwood UI by 25B. So along with it, Oracle has also given us the personalizations framework and which pages are getting converted from to converted in each release into Redwood. So to explain it in more detail, so I'll move on to the next slide. So we all would know that Oracle had given us the roadmap like this. So I'm just zooming in to provide you a view. So and we have taken the takeaways from this Oracle's roadmap, and this is what we have at the moment. So in 24A, if you see, all newly provisioned pods with Redwood will be enabled in default and to be monitored. So which means there won't be any responsive UI in the newly provisioned pods for all new customers. So what will happen to the current customers? So for the current customers, so we will have to start adopting and start looking at the current pages and compare it with the Redwood features which are available, and then start making an adoption towards those pages. So we will have to start planning. So and then continue to adopt till Oracle has given the entire pages in Redwood. So the first thing that is coming up as a mandate for us is the learning self-service. So we will be deep diving into the features about learning self-service in this session. But the learning self-service pages have started, coming up in Redwood. So by 24A, the employee self-service and manager self-service pages have to be adopted into Redwood, and we'll have to complete that activity by 24B. And but by the next, for the goals and performance, so you will have to start adopting to Redwood pages as per the business performance cycle. Checklist and onboarding should be replaced by journeys in 24D, and there mandate on time and labor transition that by 24D we will have to adopt to the Redwood pages. And continuing in the similar fashion, all employee self-service and manager self-service pages should be in Redwood by 25A and 25B. So now we spoke about personalizations. So how are personalizations going to get impacted in Redwood? The Visual Builder Studio is the new way for personalizations in Redwood. So what is a Visual Builder Studio? As you all know, earlier we used to do in responsive and classic UIs, we used to use the sandbox customizations to do the personalizations and write business rules. We used to have transaction design studios to make the personalization and customizations. So Visual Builder is the new extension tool that we will be using for the Redwood UI if we have to do personalizations or customize our pages. So the business rules are configured using Visual Builder Studio's Express mode. So Oracle has given two different modes for us. One is the Visual Builder Studio Express mode, and the other one is the advanced mode. The Express mode is for the functional consultants who want to do whatever that they intend to do with limited functionalities, and advanced mode is for more technical aspects. So for the personalizations using Visual Builder Studio, so from 23D, the page personalizations have been made available by Oracle. And in 23D, the Transaction Design Studio has also been made available. When 24A, so we will have the default and validation rules. We can write the validation rules and business rules in 24A, and the autocomplete rules have come up in 24B. So if we look at this entire, transition, so all the personalization and customization functionalities have brought in by 24B, and we should be able to move all the functionalities or apply all the functionality personalizations that we have done using Sandbox using the Visual Builder Studio. And we will also have to revisit our approvals and notifications and ensure that they are tested and it is completely working fine in the Redwood features. I'll take a bit of a pause here and I'll ask my colleague Akanksha to share a poll to understand where you are in terms of your Redwood journey. So Akanksha, if you can just share the poll. We'll give you 30 seconds. Akanksha, please confirm once you have shared the poll.
The poll is live.
For those who have mentioned in the chat that they cannot see a poll, can you please check now? It should come up in your Teams page itself. So Akanksha, can you please double check?
The poll is live. I can see the results as well. We can share it later. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, great. I'll now hand it over to my colleague Sudha to take you through the learning and talent management features for 24A in Redwood.
Thank you, Vidya. This is Sudha. I'm going to be walking you through Learn module first. And as Vidya had already mentioned, Learn module is the first one that we would have a deadline date, and we need to migrate it by 24B. So let's do a deep dive into its features. The first one that we are talking about is enhance learner experience when viewing instructor-led activities. This feature would be available if we have already integrated it with Microsoft Office so that it would send automated calendar invites to our Teams Outlook so that we do not miss a session due to our preoccupation. The next feature that we're going to be talking about is bookmark learning items. Like how we bookmark a page while we are reading a book, we can bookmark a course, and then there is an option for us to add it to the journeys. So this ensures that while we are looking for some courses, we would be able to add them into our list of learning activities. The next one that we can look again into is get started improvements on search and browse pages. This feature would be a good to have feature where we would be able to see all the actions and the activity status in a single page, and it gives you an informative information for us to plan for better learning. The next one talks about my learning status badge changes. Earlier, the badges used to be in red, orange, and green and blue color. Now, considering that orange and red are confusing based on the feedback, Oracle has now introduced only red and blue. Red for all completed courses and blue for all the other statuses. This is to ensure that it is of ease to use. The next one would be about a video feature, my video and my learning journey enhancements. And this is from an employee perspective. So if you see in this page, you can see all the activities are in the same page. So it avoids a number of clicks which talks about the draft batch status, when did you last update, and the video statuses. If it's pending approval, you can even resubmit if it's rejected, all of it from the same page. And so this ensures that it is easy to use from an employee perspective. The next one is from the administrator perspective. Currently, the administrator does not have access to download an Excel report. This new feature in Redwood would allow a maximum of 10,000 records on an Excel and on an ad hoc basis. And this would be across either learning assignments, learning recommendations, classrooms, training supplies, or instructors. All these you could pull out a report in a jiffy. And this would be a very good feature for an administrator. The next is about Redwood enrollment details page, where there's a lot of enhancements that's being done. And this feature can go up to 15 activities, which can be toggled and which will also show you the details about whether it's a classroom activity or it's a different type of a course that you have enrolled into. And the dates in which you have attempted, whether it's completed or not completed, all of it available in a single page. And so it avoids multiple clicks and all data from the same page. This feature is skills I'm developing learning recommendation. And there is, of course, a prerequisite, which is you will have to enable activity sequencing if it's not enabled already. And this is again from the employee perspective. And this is under a new tab, which is called recommended. And this is going to guide you as to all these skills that you are trying to develop and all in one place. The next feature is about popular with managers and peers learning recommendation. This again is part of the recommended courses, but this is from the perspective what your peers and your managers are subscribing to. So this would give you an idea, an inkling of what is the common recommendations for your team or your managers. This would ensure that you would be able to select 20 unique personalized recommendations. This is again from an employee perspective, and this also needs activity sequencing as a prerequisite. This would be a good feature to have, so it gives you an intuitive understanding of what is in trend. The next feature is about find learning assignments and recommendations using additional worker attributes. This is for the ease of learning assignments and learning recommendation pages where the assignment attributes are brought in, and based on that, you would be able to search for them and get the recommendations based on it. The next is view instructor availability while creating activities. As an admin, if there is a classroom instructor-led activity, what happens is you select a slot and then you realize that that instructor is not available. But in this feature, you will be able to see whether the instructor is available, and accordingly, you will be able to choose the slot. This again is a feature that needs activity sequencing to be enabled. The next feature is go to activities after offerings or specialization creation. As a learning administrator now, he would be redirected to the activities tab. Earlier, it was the definitions tab, but now it would be the activities tab. That would be automatically done. And this would ensure that it is ease of use, and it would ensure that it gives more details. The next feature is about application task for Redwood learning pages in HCM journeys. And the prerequisite for it is that you would have to be on journeys and you would have to migrate from checklist. And the Redwood learning pages have to also be enabled. So what happens is these are available for the learners and also for the managers, and they would be easily assigned learning tasks based on these activities. So this is that it's tightly clubbing together the activities and your learning task and trigger journeys accordingly. The last but not the least, these are about the replaced or the removed features from the learn perspective. The activity sequencing would be a replacement feature, and the non-Redwood pages, which we had already discussed, will not be supported after 24B. And the next one is enabling Redwood self-service for learners. That is in 24B. The next one is about reporting, OTBS subject reporting, where the learning management subject area is replaced with learning record subject area. It is already available. The last one is that WebEx Classroom provider has been removed as of 24A. And these are the features or the profile options that needs to be enabled for us to enable the Learn module. There are about 20 of them in Learn module as of 24A, right from 23B upgrade onwards. And in the coming releases, there would be much more profile options to ensure that the entire Learn module is in the Redwood UI as discussed. Taking a slight pause here, we would move on to the talent module. The first of the features from the talent module is introducing Team Goals Center. This is from the line manager perspective, where it is a single view from which the line manager would be able to access multiple activities and perform multiple activities from the same page. That is, he would be able to see the performance goals, the development goals from the same page, and also see the different statuses of the goals. And the only prerequisite is that there are no pending approvals for performance goals plans and the development goal plans before you move to the Redwood Goal Center, that page. And if the AI Assist feature is enabled, this is just as a general warning, AI Assist feature is currently available only in US and Canada and for the English language as of the current release. This one talks about goals, target, outcome. And here, while you're creating or updating a goal, we can enable target outcomes to the goals. What happens is that if you're enabling such target outcomes like certification, competencies, education, and so on, this builds your talent profile. So in the long run, you would be able to have a healthy talent profile that's getting built and which gets accumulated over the period to show these entire skills that you have been able to build across. The next one is from the organization goals perspective. And as an organization owner, you would be able to add a goal and also enable the goals with a single click in the same page. Before, we need to do a batch process to ensure that it is assigned to a particular population. This you can do it with a single click, which is the publish this goal for your organization. And this is done from the organization owner perspective. The next one, of course, is about Redwood colleague shared performance goals. To ensure that you are able to collaborate well with your colleagues and share these goals so that you're able to achieve the organization and your team's achievement with better understanding. And this is applicable to go both performance and development goals. Both of them are toggleable from the same page. And you could also assign it to any person that you would want to, and that too from the same page. The next feature is about explore and view goal details. And this is all about from the goal center, how do you access and see what the goal source is, whether it's from the library goals, shared or organization goals. And once you evaluate the goals, and then you would be able to take your own informative decision. And this is from the employee perspective while you're adding a goal. Or of course, while you're editing a goal. This feature is about AI assistance in jobs and model profile creation. Here, when we talk about AI assistance, we are talking about not artificial intelligence, but we're talking about adaptive intelligence assistant. And this feature, as we'd already discussed, is not available currently in other data centers. And what it does is it crafts the detailed job and position profile and with ease. So it ensures that while creating a job and a position profile, it is created with comprehensive details and using AI assist feature, which is what we're talking about, adaptive intelligence. This would also do some autocomplete, and we will be able to see that in the next few profile pages. This feature talks about Redwood experience for feedback visibility and configuration. This new feedback visibility page has been built on Visual Builder Studio and to have a consistent, uniform look and feel along with the other pages which are already on Redwood. This ensures that it's of ease of use and it's available. And this feedback visibility will also enable a lot of new features that was not available in the responsive pages, where you would be able to select these options and you could choose the visibility and make your decisions and all from the same page. The next feature is from the succession planning area, which is suggested successors, Redwood experience in succession management. Using the AI feature again, suggested successor feature, it will talk about the suggested candidates. Of course, this you need to activate the AI app, and you also need to have ingest data and activate the AI talent best match feature. You need to also set up the talent profiles. So it would automatically suggest the candidates based on the list available. This, of course, could be turned on and turned off. The best fit in Redwood experience is again being built using the new Visual Builder Studio, and it is available in the succession management. We can also ensure that we can hide it using the Visual Builder Studio if the organization decides not to use best fit in succession management area. The next is again best fit in talent pools. You would be able to add from the best fit also and from analysis. And again, the same data, you would be able to hide it using Visual Builder Studio in Talent Pool 2. And this AI Assist feature is not automatically enabled in this page. You would need to enable it. And currently, this would not be applicable for the rest of the world countries except US and Canada. The next feature that we're going to be talking about is managing cancelled performance goals. currently you do not have the feature of revoking the cancelled goal. You cannot undo a cancelled performance goal. But in Redwood, you would be able to undo a cancelled goal. So this is a very good feature that we will be able to have, so that we will be able to manage and handle the cancel goals in case there is a need for us to do so. The only prerequisite in the note is that you cannot revoke a cancel goal in a goal plan that has enforced the maximum number of goals, which is the feature where it gives you the maximum number of goals count in the goal plan. The Redwood, which talks about the goals approval. Currently, we see a pending approval or an approval from the notifications. But here in Redwood, what we would be able to see is that in the goals page itself, you would be able to see that your goals are pending approval. And you have an option to discard if you decide not to go ahead with it. Or you do have an option to submit it, and you would be able to see the status of the same. And all of it is done from the goal center of the employee perspective. The next feature that we're going to be talking about is Redwood AA assistance in goal creation. While there is a new goal that is created and AA assist feature comes in a big way to help, what it does is based on the goal name, it suggests like an auto completer also suggests feature. It would suggest the additional info details, and it also suggests how you will know that you have achieved your goal. These two sections will get auto suggested with the data. Of course, the employee or the line manager has the provision and access to edit the same before submission. This would be a good to have feature. The next one is again on AI assistance from manager evaluation perspective, where manager can use the AI feature if it is enabled to give comments. It auto suggests based on the last 13 months of the feedback from the manager's perspective, and it auto completes the comments. The next one is how you have a look and feel of a manager's evaluate performance page. As you see the check-ins, you see the performance document, and you will also be able to add an anytime document from the same page. This new redefined page is going with the flow and design of the Redwood, and all of it are encompassed in the same page to ensure that there is an ease of use for the line manager while he is evaluating his employees. The next one is about Redwood experience for request feedback enhancements. You would be able to select participants, you would be able to select feedback providers, all of it from the same page. And this is a new enhanced look and feel of the feedback page in the current 24A release. This is about, again, AI assist feature to the requested feedback. And this, as we had discussed earlier, if you use the AI assist feature, it would give the automatic generated keywords and based on your initial input, and that ensures that you would be able to edit it at a later point of time. They are bringing this AI assist feature and the autocomplete feature in such a way that it reduces a lot of effort. And in case the manager has a lot of team for whom he needs to fill feedback, or for a senior manager who needs to fill a lot of feedback requests or performance document likewise. This is again a new feature for the performance document from the feedback perspective, where the participant can select whom he wants to choose and the person, and also whether it's a colleague, manager, or so. And this enables the extensible feature available currently in the Redwood, which is not existing in the responsive page. This has been built completely using the Visual Builder Studio, and again with the same flow and design as the rest of the talent UI pages. This is the employees performance page and the new look and feel of the employee performance field, similar to how it looks for a line manager. The same similar appearances is available for the employee too. It talks about check-in, performance documents to choose from, and add anytime documents and create all the actions from the same page. This avoids multiple clicks for the employee and for the line manager too. And it also allows you to choose based on the review period. The next one is about the feedback spotlight for a worker from an employee perspective. And you have a new feature, which is the feedback spotlight, which is being introduced in Redwood, which is not available earlier, where he would be able to see the feedback and see the rest of the features like requested feedback, or see the count of the new feedback. And also there are other features like notes, take a print of it, and view the list of pending or completed feedback activities. So all activities can be done from the same page. This, of course, the AI Assistance button is not enabled with default, and you would have to use the Visual Builder Studio to enable this AI Assistant feature. The next one we talk about is the Redwood performance document enhancements, where the performance document has been enhanced in such a way for you will be able to format all the competency details, submit and view the details of the approval, all from the same page. And of course, there is a print option available. This ensures that it is ease of use in case it's going to increase your user experience in such a way that you're avoiding multiple clicks. This feature talks about the Redwood check-in. And all along, we have been seeing that we saw that there were a lot of same features available. This is because performance document, check-in, goal setters are all tightly connected with each other in this new Redwood UI version, where if one profile option, which is ORA underscore HRA underscore performance underscore document underscore and goals Redwood enable profile option, this enables the rest of the features automatically, and they cannot be enabled as an individual feature. And this is something that we need to keep in mind while we are migrating to Redwood UI. So similarly, in the same fashion, the check-in documents and the enhancements are being done in lines of the performance and goals UI. The next feature that we're going to be talking about is from the profile management perspective. And what are the limitations that are currently there with respect to Redwood and the profile options? The talent profile skills and qualifications, it does not support rich text, or it does not support autocomplete rules, because that is coming in the 24B release. The talent rating for whether it's employee, line manager, or from the my client, or from the profiles, it does not support rich text. Of course, there are some notes that we need to be looking into, which is section description provided in section definition setup will get displayed when the section is enabled on the skills and qualification page only. This is a prerequisite. And we all know that the other rest of the features are coming in 24B. So the autocomplete rules would be taken care then. but this is currently from the 24A feature. The next is about AI assistance for giving feedback. Like the other pages, even the feedback page, if AI feature is enabled, it would give you auto suggestions on the feedback once you start keying in certain keywords. And this is of great use when you have multiple feedbacks that you need to enter into. Yes, as we had discussed, this Gen AI feature currently is not available outside US and Canada data centers. Talent module currently has about 46 profile options, of which it's split across goals, performance, profiles, talent, talent review, succession management. And the detailed list is in the attachment if needed. I hope you enjoyed the session and it was informative for the learn and the talent module perspective. Over to you, Vidya.
Vidya, you're
Akansha,
on
can
mute.
we have the second poll, please? Please confirm if you have launched it.
Yes, I have.
Are we good with the poll? Akansha, is the poll listens done?
Yes, it is good. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Sudha. Moving on. Yeah. So now, so far, we have seen what is the introduction about Redwood, how we have to, start adopting to Redwood, and what are the features which are available in talent management as well as learning management. So we have seen the basics now. So now we will move on to what is Mastek's plan for adoption to Redwood. So if you're a Mastek customer, so please reach out to your, if you're Chem's customer especially, so please reach out to your service managers and service delivery managers and support managers. So the team can start working on the impact analysis for all the implemented modules. So the first step towards, movement to Redwood would be to understand what the current solution is, understand what the current processes are, and compare it with the Redwood pages and Redwood transactions, and to perform a fit gap analysis for all the existing transactions. And we will present you with an impact analysis documentation, which will contain all the details about the Redwood pages and the processes that are getting impacted for you. So once this impact analysis is completed, and then we will present it to you, and then you can validate the outcome. You can check all the details and suggest any process changes or process improvements that are required in order to ensure that we maintain similar processes that were there in the responsive UIs. So a little bit of change management will be definitely required here, because we are moving into a new and intuitive UI, and and our plan is to do it in a phased manner. As and when the features of Redwood are being released, we will start working on the impact assessment once we agree with you, and then we will look at the business needs, and then we will also look at the business processes to start preparing the impact analysis. So for Learn, as we all have already discussed during the beginning of this session, so we are supposed to migrate and adopt to Redwood with 24B. So this is the right time to start doing our impact analysis and start working towards moving on to the Redwood adoption for Learn at least. So if you've not started that, we would request you to please start doing that. And once we have completed this planning and change management phase, and once we agree on all that, or test that all the features are working in Redwood, and then we will initiate the transition process, and then we'll complete it in a non-production instance, complete the unit testing, and then we will release it for your testing. Once you complete the testing and you let us know that the entire processes are working fine, so we will move on to performing the changes in the production instance. And this is the overall and detailed plan. So however, this would change with respect to your own configurations, the number of application instances that you have, or the personalizations that you may have, and the timelines will also differ based on the these criteria. So please reach out to your respective support managers, or if your respective partners, to start adopting to the Redwood UI. So we still have some time. So if you have any questions, please post it in the Q&A section. So there was one question that was posted. So can you add external trainer details or only internal trainer details already on Oracle? That has been commented that we can add external trainer details. So Sudha, there's another question. Can we mandate attachment under skills and qualifications, different sections in Redwood? So do you want to take it up?
They have not spoken explicitly about the attachments. Probably we could wait and see whether that is going to happen in the 24B.
Right. I hope that answers your question. And there's another question where it says, can we personalize Oracle Visual Builder to add company, organization, colors, logos, backgrounds? Yes. So that is whatever we were able to do using the sandbox customizations. Yes, we will be able to do them using the Oracle Visual Builder. There's a chat message where it says, can you please share the presentation? Okay, yes, we will be sharing the presentation, and the recordings will also be available to you subsequently. What skills are required to customize page using Visual Builder Studio? So this is, you will, as a functional consultant, if you use the Express mode, you will be able to do it just like the sandbox customizations. Questions? Right. So we will be having our next Redwood webinar session tomorrow. So which will be on the modules for ORC, compensation, benefits, and HR help desk. So it will be at the same time tomorrow. Please, I'll be posting the registration link in the chat. So please use that to, register for the session, and then, get the benefits out of the Redwood session that's being conducted. Yes, and we will be sharing the details. We'll be sharing the presentations. Yes. All right. Any more questions? Okay, there's one question. Is AI as a whole only available for the US and Canada at the moment, or just the features mentioned?
AI as a feature is currently available only for US and Canada, and specifically only for English language. as of now? I hope this answers.
Okay, there's a chat message that says why only US and Canada.
Probably
So I think
it is.
that's, yeah, yes, Sudha.
Go ahead.
No, that's what Oracle's documentation suggests at this point in time. So where it has been made available to US and Canada. So this will be available. So it's not about US and Canada customers. So it's about people who are using US and Canada data centers.
Data
So
centers.
and these features will be made available to other data centers very soon. And we'll keep you posted about the other data centers very soon. Could you give us a link to show us how to customize or brand things, please? Yes, we will probably plan a session, on how to do that. And if you need it, specific to your, organization, and if you're a current customer, please feel free to reach out to the service delivery managers, and they will liaise with the team to help you understand how to customize using the Visual Builder Studio. Okay, don't see any more messages or any more question and answers, and I hope you all enjoyed the session. So please do register for the next sessions and get benefited out of it. And I'll be sharing the registration links for tomorrow's session in the chat window. Please do copy it and then please attend the sessions. Can we get the recordings? Yes, the marketing team will work towards that. Thank you so much for your time in attending these sessions. Thank you for your presence. Let's keep working together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.